Every year, hundreds of people die in fires and many more suffer injuries. Fitting a sprinkler system can prevent this. There is clear evidence that sprinklers are effective in stopping fire spread and putting them out. Sprinkler systems save lives and property. They improve firefighter safety, minimise environmental damage and reduce economic loss. In support of these aims, Cheshire Fire and Rescue Service proactively endorses the installation of sprinkler systems in domestic, educational, industrial, commercial and residential premises. We conducted live fire demonstrations to highlight the benefits of sprinklers, both to demonstrate their effectiveness and to support the campaign for new legislation to fit sprinkler systems into new build properties. 2 bedrooms were set up identically and burned, the only difference being one was fitted with sprinklers. The results seen in this demonstration can be applied to any other setting, be it domestic or commercial.
First, we will see a fire in a bedroom without a sprinkler system installed. The room was equipped with all the usual items found in a bedroom, such as bedside tables, an occasional chair, television and drawers, as well as clothes, books and other small items. We started the fire on the bed and allowed it to grow naturally. The fire can be seen to grow and smoke is being produced. The smoke layer will rapidly descend in the room and spread throughout the building on fire, particularly where there are poor quality or open doors. The conditions within the room on fire deteriorate rapidly as the fire temperature builds up and more items become involved in fire. Radiated heat spreads very quickly and hot smoke and gases can travel to other parts of the building, spreading fire to remote parts. Fires keep growing until what's known as flashover is reached. Flashover is when the entire room reaches a critical temperature and everything suddenly ignites and becomes involved in the fire, and the whole room is ablaze. This fire was extinguished prior to flashover, but from these pictures you'll appreciate just how devastating this would be. Temperatures in a room which has reached flashover can reach 1000 degrees and are normally in excess of 600 degrees. The speed of the fire development and temperature is dependent on the contents of the room and the items which ignite first. For those caught in the room on fire, chances of survival decrease with every passing second, and for those in other parts of the building, well, they're in the hands of fate. Smoke contains all manner of nasty, toxic chemicals from the burning materials, and in particular carbon monoxide and hydrogen cyanide are produced, of which very low concentrations are required to cause incapacitation. The fire is now being extinguished after burning for just 5 minutes, and the recorded temperature was well over 600 degrees Celsius.
The night of 21st of November 2002, I got a phone call at 8 o'clock at home and to tell me that school was on fire, and it was became really apparent very quickly that we were going to be left with very little at the next day. What greeted me was a sight that I'll never forget, because it was devastation, and it is very upsetting even to talk about it now all these years later, to walk in through the school gate and see that the day before I'd left school at 5 o'clock and we had a school that was full of all the children's work, displays, etc. And to walk in and see that all that was really was a lot of twisted metal, some brickwork, but a lot of ash. It was arson, it was children playing with fire and coming into the building and setting fire to paper, ultimately that caused the fire. Sprinklers would have left us with a wet school, with wet paper and wet equipment that we could actually have put right very, very quickly. But if you think our fire was November 2002 and we moved into this building in March 2005, that length of time and all the money that was spent in between to keep us safe and to ensure that the children were educated, there's no comparison. I can't stress enough the emotional upset, not just for me as the head teacher. Some staff never came to the site to see the school when it had burnt down because they really couldn't physically bring themselves to. Sprinklers should be fitted in new schools, in rebuilds, to avoid anybody going through what we went through as a community.
To compare the effect of a sprinkler on a fire, a virtually identical bedroom was set alight with a sprinkler system installed. The room was set up exactly like the one without a sprinkler system, the only difference being that we fitted one concealed sprinkler head in the ceiling. This sprinkler system operates in 2 stages. As the heat at the ceiling level reaches 57 degrees Celsius, the decorative cover plate falls off and the sprinkler head descends. Further heating up to 68 degrees then activates a metal fuse element which releases the water. Again, the fire can be seen to grow and smoke is being produced. This smoke at ceiling level starts to spread out and travel across the ceiling and over the sprinkler position, heating up the cover plate as it does so. The development stage of the fire is proceeding as it did in the previous scenario, but the difference we should see is the effect of the sprinkler to prevent it continuing to the fully developed and flashover stages. The sprinkler has just operated, and you can see the room conditions at this point of operation. The sprinkler will now control, suppress, and in most cases fully extinguish the fire. In total that was less than a minute, and the ceiling temperature was only around 70 degrees. This second demonstration shows a significant difference to the previous fire, and would give the occupants of both the room and building a significantly higher chance of survival. As it stands, you will see the majority of sprinkler systems in larger buildings, such as shopping centres, supermarkets and many new schools. But what about the buildings where people sleep or live? We would like to see sprinklers included in all new build homes throughout the UK as a matter of course. Fires in the home still account for the greatest number of fire deaths and injuries each year. Therefore, the installation of sprinklers in domestic premises would have a significant impact in reducing these. To achieve this, we will work in partnership with developers, local authorities and social housing landlords to encourage the installation of sprinklers in the homes of the most vulnerable people, either by retrofitting them where possible or as part of the construction of new builds.
Fire is indiscriminate. It destroys lives, homes, families, businesses and our heritage, most of which cannot be replaced. Every year, people are needlessly killed and seriously injured in fires. Every year, people are made homeless as a result of fire. Every year, businesses collapse and people lose their livelihoods as a result of fire. Lives and properties can be saved with the simplest of additions. Think sprinkler. Enough is enough.